Hello everyone and welcome back to RaceX channel. I'm Dave, a professional mechanic and instructor at RaceX Academy, where we offer online courses on car and motorcycle mechanics for beginners and experts. If you want to learn more about how to fix and maintain your vehicles, check out our website racexd.com and sign up for our courses today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to check your brake pads. Brake pads are essential components of your braking system, as they create friction with the brake discs to slow down and stop your vehicle. But over time, they wear out or get damaged and need to be replaced. How do you know if you need front or rear brakes? Well, you can check them regularly and look for signs of wear or damage. Here's how to do it. There are two ways to check your brake pads, visually or by measuring their thickness. Let's start with the visual inspection. To visually inspect your brake pads, you need to remove the wheels of your vehicle and look at the brake pads through the caliper. The caliper is the metal part that holds the brake pads and squeezes them against the brake disc. You should be able to see the friction material on the brake pads, which is usually a dark or metallic color. This is the part that creates friction with the brake disc and wears out over time. You should look for signs of wear or damage on the friction material, such as cracks, chips, or chunks missing. This means that the friction material is breaking apart and losing its effectiveness. Grooves or uneven wear. This means that the friction material is wearing out unevenly and may cause noise or vibration when braking. Glazing or shiny appearance. This means that the friction material is overheated and hardened, which reduces its friction and performance. Contamination or foreign objects. This means that the friction material is dirty or has something stuck on it, such as oil, grease, or metal shavings, which can affect its friction and performance. If you see any of these signs on your brake pads, you should replace them as soon as possible. Driving with worn out or damaged brake pads can compromise your safety and cause more damage to your vehicle. However, sometimes you may not be able to see any signs of wear or damage on your brake pads, even if they are worn out or damaged. This is because some brake pads have a very thin layer of friction material that may not show any visible signs of wear or damage until it is completely gone. In this case, you need to measure the thickness of your brake pads with a gauge. To measure the thickness of your brake pads, you need a brake pad gauge, which is a tool that has different notches or steps that correspond to different thicknesses of brake pads. You can buy one online or at an auto parts store. To use a brake pad gauge, you need to insert it between the backing plate of the brake pad and the brake disc. The backing plate is the metal part that supports the friction material on the brake pad. You should insert the gauge at the thinnest part of the brake pad, which is usually near the center. You should then read the thickness of your brake pad from the gauge. The gauge will tell you how many millimeters of friction material are left on your brake pad. The minimum thickness for brake pads varies depending on the type of vehicle and the type of brake pads, but generally speaking, it should be between 2 and 3 millimeters. If your brake pads are below this minimum thickness, you should replace them as soon as possible. Driving with thin brake pads can compromise your safety and cause more damage to your vehicle. So, how do you know if you need front or rear brakes? Well, you can check both front and rear brake pads with the same methods I just showed you. However, there are some differences between front and rear brake pads that you should be aware of. Front brake pads usually wear out faster than rear brake pads because they take more stress and pressure when stopping the vehicle. This means that you may need to replace your front brake pads more often than your rear brake pads. However, this also depends on the type of vehicle you have and the type of driving you do. For example, if you have a front-wheel drive vehicle or if you drive mostly in city traffic, your front brake pads may wear out even faster. On the other hand, if you have a rear-wheel drive vehicle or if you drive mostly on highways, your rear brake pads may wear out faster. Rear brake pads usually have a different design and function than front brake pads because they are part of the parking brake system. This means that they may have a different shape, size, and material than front brake pads. For example, some rear brake pads have a notch or a hole that connects to the parking brake cable or lever. This also means that they may have a different performance and quality than front brake pads. For example, some rear brake pads may be quieter and smoother than front brake pads. So, when checking your brake pads, you should pay attention to these differences and make sure that you use the right type of brake pads for your vehicle. You should also make sure that you replace your brake pads in pairs, either both front or both rear, to avoid creating an imbalance in the braking force that can affect your safety and comfort. By checking your brake pads regularly and replacing them when needed, you can ensure that your braking system is working effectively and that your vehicle is safe to drive. This will improve your comfort and confidence, as well as extend the life of your vehicle. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos on car and motorcycle mechanics. And don't forget to check out racexd.com for our online courses on how to fix and maintain your vehicles like a pro. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.